What's up everybody, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making this cute little card that you could give to just anyone, I guess. We're going to be using the newest Lawn Fawn set called Sweet Smiles, and this is one of my favorite sets from the whole entire release from Lawn Fawn, this last release. Of course they had a bunch of different great stamp sets and stuff, but this was one of my favorites, so I just couldn't wait to get it inked up and stuff for you guys. So I'm going to start off with the main image here, which is the Gumball Machine, and I'm going to ink that up with some Memento Tuxedo black ink because I am going to be Copic coloring the image in. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and I'm going to go ahead and ink it up first and then just stamp it off onto my little scratch paper that's underneath. I actually got one of these, kind of side note, I got one of these Simon Says Stamp, I guess they're just paper pads or whatever. They're 11 by 17, I believe. And you know, I'm actually happy. I actually got this in today, I think. And because I always want something underneath my project other than my my cutting mat, especially if I'm stamping or doing some coloring or whatever. So this is a great addition to my craft room, I think. But anyway, so I got ahead and stamp that off just to get it, I guess, the stamp primed, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it up again and stamp it down onto my white cardstock. This is Paper Tray Ink Stamper Select White Cardstock. It's my favorite. And I'm going to go ahead and do some Copic coloring for you guys. Now, I'm not going to show the entire coloring because it's pretty repetitive. The colors that I do show, like the pinks, these two color of pinks are going to be throughout the whole entire image. So you'll see that I kind of switch the caps on and off, and you know, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not within the video, but they are the same color of pinks. So I just didn't want y'all to think that, you know, I'm showing you coloring these pinks and they're different color pinks, because they're not. So I just wanted to put that out there. So anyway, so I'm going to start off with my lightest color, which is the R20, and then I'm going to go in with the R22. Now, this is such a small, I guess you'd say small image, and you know, where I'm coloring are just small in detail. So to me, you only need like 2 colors. You really don't need 3, although you could use 3 if you really, really wanted to. I mean, you know, it's creativity. You do what you'd like. But for me, I just chose to do just 2 colors, or 2 shades of the color. So so I'm going in and starting off with, like I said, the lightest color, the R20, and then darkening it up with R22. And then I'm going to start off by coloring the bottom of my little Gumball Machine. Now, my color inspiration, I guess, I didn't want the traditional, I didn't want to color in the Gumball Machine in traditional colors. I wanted to kind of do something different. So I was kind of thinking in my head, kind of like pinks and blues. And you could, if you wanted to, there's so many different ways that you could use a stamp set, obviously, like birthdays or a thinking of you card, or you could use this also as baby cards too. Now that I think about it, you know, since I use the pinks and the blues, you could use this as a baby card, you know, and just pair it up with a really cute sentiment for your baby card. But anyway, I'm using this just as a generic card, just to give to a friend and make them smile, kind of thing. So I'm going in and, like I said, coloring the base with my lightest and then darkening it up with R22. And I really do think that just these 2 colors, with the image being so small and the area being so small, it really does work out great. So, of course, I wanted to make the Gumball Machine around the glass. I wanted to give it a little bit of dimension, not leave it so stark white. So I'm going in with BG11 here, and just giving that illusion that it is glass. So I'm just kind of going around the edges. And then once I get the edges colored in, I'm going to go ahead and use my colorless blender, even though the cap is upside down, but you can see that it's 0. So that's what I'm using to just kind of blend that color out where there won't be any harsh lines or anything. And it worked out pretty well. So I'm going ahead and doing that. And then start to color in the little gumballs here. And I'm using two of colors of the blue, the B02 and the B00. Of course, my lightest is the B00, and that's what I'm starting out with first. And then going in with B02 to darken it up. And like I said, I'm only using two colors here. I'm using pinks and blues. And of course, like I said earlier, the pinks that you will be seeing are the same pinks that I colored in the base of the little Gumball Machine. So I didn't, I want y'all to know that I didn't use different shades of pink. So they are the same shades of pink. And I'm just going in and darkening it up. You can see there the R20 and the R22. And so I'm going to go in and darken it up, each one. And there really wasn't any rhyme or reason of what color each gumball that I was going to do. Of course, I tried to put, I didn't want too many blues together or too many pinks, but it sort of worked out, I guess. Of course, since I only chose two colors, I really couldn't get away with, kind of breaking it up. I mean, there was going to be some that were going to be close together, but I think overall, I think it turned out really well. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that. You're coloring in your images for fun, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So I really enjoyed coloring these little images in. Excuse me. You could totally do color this so many different ways. Obviously, the traditional reds, and then coloring the gumballs in bright different colors. Or you could, the sky's the limit, really. And you could color it in for different occasions, I know recently Nicole McGork, she posted a video that she did red, white, and blue, actually. It was for a birthday card, but for July 4th here in the States, it's July 4th tomorrow. So that was kind of a cute idea, even though it's a birthday card. So, like I said, there's many, many different ways that you could color this image in and for different occasions. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the Gumball Machine by coloring in the little, I guess you'd call it metal parts, the little mechanism there. So I've used 3 different cool gray colors. And again, I've put the caps at the top there so you could see which ones they were. And whenever I colored in the little turning mechanism, I thought that I wanted it just a little bit darker, so I grabbed a darker cool gray just to make it a little bit different from the rest of the area there. So I picked a different, or a deeper, or a darker, I should say, cool gray. It's almost black, but it's so dark that it could pass as black, I guess. But then I just went in just to give it a little bit of dimension, and I used that C7, and then I'm going to go back in with my lightest color to make that, to even it out a little bit better. So I've gone ahead and finished my coloring off camera. I did go ahead and die cut it with the coordinating die. I didn't want to show you guys that because I'm sure y'all know how to die cut. So I'm going to go ahead and do the fun part, which is add these little smiley faces. They're so cute. There's so many great different faces to this stamp set, and that's another reason why it was one of my favorites, because obviously you could use this for this set, obviously, as it was intended. But you could use these faces for so many different other things and so many different Lawn Fawn sets. It's so much fun. So I'm using, and like I said, no rhyme or reason, but I did want to use the pink gumball that's kind of like in the middle there. I did want to use the face where it looks like it's being squished. I thought that was really cute. And after I made this, after I did this video, and then I watched Nicole McGork's video, she did the same thing, which I thought was kind of funny. So anyway, I've stamped all the little faces here, and I'm going to show y'all one more on camera here of the one I chose. I try to make them all different if I could, because there are so many to choose from. I didn't want not one the same, so I wanted them all different if I could. So I think I achieved that pretty well. So I've got all the faces there that are stamped down, and now we're going to go ahead and start putting our card together. I've used 2 of the latest Lawn Fawn 6x6 pads. I love these pads. Sorry for my phone there. I've used some stitched square dies, and I used this one, the 2, to make this white frame. And then I used the smaller one I'm going to put the Gumball Machine on that like vanilla-ish polka dot paper. And then I used the largest to cut out the pink paper. So I'm going to go ahead and take my glue here and apply my glue around my frame. And I just love this glue stick. This is my Martha Stewart Crafts. It just glides on so easily. It's so easy to use. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my little frame around my pattern paper here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put I'm actually going to place all of my pieces there for my sentiment, which I chose the You're So Sweet sentiment from that same stamp set. And I'm stamping it with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It's such a great black ink, guys. I really, recommend this ink if you are looking for a great black ink, especially for sentiments. Now, keep in mind it is a pigment ink, but it does dry fairly quickly. So I've gone ahead and placed some foam adhesive onto my little main image here, my little gumball, and I've put that in place on my polka dot paper here. And I'm going to just add some of my tape runner on the back of this piece and get that adhered. I'm just going to place that right in the middle there. And then I'm going to go ahead and score. I've already cut my card base, but I wanted to score it on camera for you guys. So this is a piece of Paper Tray Inks Vintage Cream cardstock. I wanted to bring in a little bit more of that vanilla color since I used that in the pattern paper. And I think all the colors played well together. So I'm going ahead and scored that at 5 on my card base. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of my pieces onto my card base and just make sure that's good and adhered. And then I'm going to finish off by using some of my Wink of Stella pen here and giving it some shimmer. Now I did think about putting some glossy accents on this, but for this card I just thought I would just stick with the shimmer. So I'm going to show you up close how cute and adorable this turned out, and that will do it for our card today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye bye.